Start, you bastard. Come on. Oh. There you go. Welcome to Kickback Garage. I have to shout a bit and I'll explain why a little bit later on. If you're interested in the BGM RT225 or 195 kit, then stick around and stay tuned and I'll tell you what I think. Right, so I have finally priced the 1959 Series 1 Lambretta out of my son's hands. So I can finally get a bit of a test of it. He's out riding big bikes with his mate, and I managed to borrow this. So what I wanted to do today, hopefully, if my batteries last, that is go through pros and cons of fitting the BGM RT225 kit. This bike has got 200 block, but I really imagine that the RT195 is pretty much the same, really. So probably all the stuff I say about those about the 225 is the same for the 195 too. So originally we fitted the BGM 225 kit without reed, bog standard, from MB Developments, and now we've upgraded it slightly, and that's sort of to explain the noise. He's fit a Chisselspeed Curly to the scooter, and it's a lot louder than mine is, even though I've also got CST3, because the noise comes from under the footboard. It's quite a strange sensation, to tell you the truth. I don't mind it too much, but it's loud. It gets you noticed both positively and negatively, although I haven't been stopped yet. That's coming. So I'd like to give you a little bit of background on the RT kit, the race tune, or he calls it race tour. It's Mark Broadhurst from MB Development's love child. It's he's been developing it for what I believe about 15-16 years. He started tweaking boost bolts and reed valves and all that sort of stuff on original Indian Sil 200 cylinders, and after a lot of tweaking and testing, he came up with a design for the race tour kit. Now the concept behind it is that a lot of people, we've all had TS1s, maybe not all of us, but all of us who are interested in a bit of speed, we've all had like TS1s, and lately it's the RB, Rapidos, all that sort of stuff, and they all give sort of different, they've all got their own different qualities. And the thing about the race tour kits is you can tune the hell out of them if you want, if you're that way inclined. Boom, brum, brum. And you can just keep them bog standard, like I've done with both these. And the nice thing about them is, in the original form that Shrek, my son, set this up in, it was BGM Clubman, original 225 RT cylinder, and we had Dellorto PHBH 30, still got that, and that bike was really smooth. it wasn't noisy-ish, but it felt, the best way to explain it is very, very similar to a standard 200 engine. Lots of pulling power. It stopped revving, I'd say a little bit early, probably 6,800, 7,000 revs, and we went traveling on it. We went to Stavanger, about 500 kilometers away from here, over the mountains, and it did a really, really good job there. It was it's really pleasant to ride, a really, really nice ride. So if you do a lot of touring with gear on the back, maybe even 2 up, then in standard kit form, it's really, really good for that. I mean, it's not as exciting as what I've got now, but I'm going to go through the slight differences in a second or two. Just let me. Woo! So I love this thing. My God, it's great. So I'm really sort of hoping my son loses interest for the Lambretta, so I can have this instead of mine. Anyway, so what we did, he had that for a few months, and then we phoned up the man, Mark Broadhurst at MB Scooters. Their website is what is it? Lambretta Spares in the UK. And the nice thing is, when we bought the first cylinder kit, it's always a bit of a worry trying to find out what jetting you need in, what sort of setup, what sort of gearing, all that sort of stuff. It's it's common questions that turn up on the forums. The nice thing with the MB site, it's got a very, very concise setting up guide, how to set your cylinder ports, what sort of packers you'll be needing, measuring squish, all the stuff that is pretty basic, but some people may neglect, and I can see that the RT could be a kit, could be like a kit for people that don't really kit their bikes, for a little bit of extra speed, but like the original sort of looks. You can run the normal filter with them, and there's all sorts of configuration. The list is really endless on it. But back to the phone call to Mark at MB. We decided we wanted to go the full hog, and we ordered his race touring fast touring, he calls it, fast touring tune, and that is comprises of it tweaks the port slightly. I think it makes them a little bit wider. Not much, just a tad. And he fits a reed valve. He's come out with this new shorty reed valve, which is very, very good. One of the advantages of that reed valve manifold is as far as I'm aware, only the GT kit and this kit. If you fit a reed valve, normally you have your carburetor pointing out from the right side of the bike, which is the wrong side, if you get my drift. But on the RT MB Shorty reed valve conversion, your carb comes out on the left side, which is the correct side. The advantage of that is, I have had a few, and everybody who's had a TS1 will sort of know this, is that on the right hand side, the cables to the brakes and gears and the clutch, they come down the frame and onto the right side of the engine. Now the problem with putting your carb on the same side is that your cables, they tend to push up under the carb when you're doing stuff like sleeping policemen, bumps, vibrations, whatever, and after a while your carb will pop off and you think you've completely killed your engine, which is it's funny the first couple of times, but after a while you get a bit fed up of it. Problem is, obviously you can tighten your carb tighter to the rubber manifold. Problem with that is it'll end up splitting it. So it is a little. It's not like massive issue, but if you're riding along on the motorway or at full whack and your carb pops off, it's quite a daunting experience, to tell you the truth. Anyway, so what else Marks does is he cuts a boost valve from the reed, which looks like a little finger. I'm going to see if I can find photos on my computer and put them up when I make this video. So if I find those, the pictures of the boost valve and the port configuration, they'll come up here. So let's get down to some nitty gritty. Fitting the thing, absolutely brilliant. It's really good. It's probably one of the only aftermarket Lambretta parts you'll buy that isn't a right ball's egg to fit, or you need a Dremel, or you need to adjust stuff, or you need to. It's seriously you set the piston crown to when it's at bottom dead center to the top of the port. You find your squish, adjust it by using the correct size head gasket. You seal it all up, give it a bit of a blowdown test, and it's job done. You just drive it away. And the lovely thing about the boys at MB Scooters on the desk is when we converted this from the standard type without reed to the type with reed, all those questions start coming. What jetting do I need? All that sort of stuff. So I gave the boys a phone, and they're very knowledgeable. They've had hundreds of RTs on their dyno with hundreds of different setups, so they've got a very good idea about what sort of jets you should start with. Now the jets that I've got in this are the exact same as what they recommended for running in. So it is run in, and as you hear, it burbles a little bit down here at low end. It just means that my pilot jet is a little bit rich, but I find that a little bit reassuring, because when I close the throttle, you know that it's getting petrol down there. So even though I've got the choke on the handlebar, I haven't used it at all on this. I just haven't found the need for it. And the temperature, very stable on this thing. Now, as you see, we're just putting around here 50 kilometers an hour or ring, but it does it just fine. You can hear the little burble going, but I like that. It's the two-stroke reassurance burble. You know you're safe. You know it's slightly overjetted. And with the fact that we're going to drive a little bit faster. Woo! Yeah, what was the saying? So the nice thing is they're easy to fit, easy to find jetting information on, very easy to run in, and it's that way. It's really good. A slight advantage with the reed valve manifold is, compared to the original type manifold you use on the standard kit, it's pushed in. It's slightly shorter, and it's slightly more facing to the rear, if you get my drift. So it pulls the carb away from the frame, and that actually makes it a lot easier to adjust tick over and your air screw. Whereas on when I first fit the original one, so I actually had to take off the carb to adjust the air mixture, which is a slight pain in the arse. Not a biggie, because I only did it twice, but compared to the new one, or the reed valve version on the shorty, is that you can get to your carb pretty easy. And if you need to change jets, which I haven't done yet, I might go down on the needle, but I think I can live with the way it's riding. And when we get onto some faster twisties, I'll show you what I mean. Right, so there I was, merrily, we found the twisties this morning, and I was merrily riding around, blatting past my friends, going through all the advantages of the RT225 cylinder kit, and my batteries had run out ages ago. So let's put a little petrol on there. So I'm going to do the rest of the review now on my way home again. Wait. Brum brum. Beautiful weather today, that's for sure. I thought, here we got a long stretch here, and I'll show you how this thing pulls. It started pulling already, and we're at 7,500 revs, and then over into 5th gear. So I'm at 90 kilometers an hour now. Woo! But I've got bags, loads to go. Woo! Just take it easy. I don't want to lose my license on a shopping moped. I can't see a thing. So, what I was like, what I was trying to explain is that when you drive, when you ride the standard type RT cylinder kit without the reed valve, it's very, very similar to a standard kit when you actually ride it. But if you ride together with your buddies that are on standard bikes, completely standard bikes, then you'll definitely feel the extra power. So it gives you a lot of usability, and I'd actually like to, I really think that it will also give you a lot of reliability. Now these cylinder kits, they're used by loads and loads of people all over Europe for doing stuff like the Euros and the long distance rallies, and I haven't heard anything bad about them whatsoever. When I was first going to buy one, they had problems with the pistons, but that's quite a few years ago now, so that's all well and done with, and everything's sorted. So if you've got a standard LI 150 or 125, even worse, then you don't really use that often. I mean, look, what a beautiful place I live. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. If you don't use it that often, it'll turn your bike. It'll give it a lot more tractability and a lot more user friendliness. So you will use your scooter. You will find that you use it a lot more than if you just got like a standard kit on there, or a standard barrel. Sorry. So now I'm going to show you, or at least try and explain to you, the difference between the standard RT225 and the reed. Oh, it really pulls. The standard 225 against the Mark Broadhurst tuned reed valve version. Now, when I first talked to Mark, I was thinking, it'll probably be about the same. And most kits, what they do, they move their ports, and you end up getting more power, but far further up the rev range. But with the RT225, and like I said, probably the same with the 195, when you get it tuned to fast touring from MB Developments, and before I say anything else, I am not endorsed by MB whatsoever. So if Rod is listening to this, I would love one of these on my other scooter, please. You never know, you never know. It's a 50 50 zone, so I probably have to take it easy. I'm going to turn around soon. So, but that's not the case. So what happens is, instead of it just pushing the revs up the rev range, it actually starts at about exactly the same place. 3,500 all the way up to 7,000. So what that means is, oh god, I just love this. Have I said that I love it? I'm gonna have to turn around here somewhere, find somewhere safe to turn around, because I can't see a thing. That can't complain about the sun, but it's a little bit low now this time of year, at this time of night. So I get a lot more power. There's quite a big difference. I was really surprised at how much a difference it was when I had the tune and read put on. So if you're a TS1 bloke or an RB bloke and like blatting around and revving the fucking the boobs off your bike, then you won't have any problem really. You won't have any problem really if you go over, convert it to the RT. Oh, I killed it. Stop up again, love. Right, let's see what this puppy can do. Ooh, nice shadow. Hello, shadow. Just get it warmed up a little bit. Still 50 zone, and that's 100, isn't it? 50 plus 50. When there's two of them, that means that you have to add them together. You can hear it's a little bit grumpy. I should really drop the needle down a bit, but and I might just do that tomorrow. Give it a go, see how it is. But it doesn't really affect the performance whatsoever. Like, I'm just pottering about 2,500 revs in third, and it just pulls up this hill like it was flat, and still accelerate as well if I pull the throttle. So instead of, on a normal kit, instead of having the rev range really narrow and right at the top of the revs, you get a real beast of a bike that is absolutely user friendly. So you can just like potter around on back lanes like this, taking your time in way too high gears, and the scooty's not complaining really whatsoever. Hello kids. And if you let it get up in the rev range, what happens is it's pulling now, it's still pulling, it's still pulling, it's still pulling, change gear, pulling straight away, and you really feel it in your stomach and in your arms. It's such a torque monster. It's so much fun on the twisties. Oh! Watch out here, there we go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, it's just bloody fantastic. And the even cooler thing about that is, you don't really notice much difference when you ride into up. It pulls almost just as good. So, to wrap off, oh, I have to try and calm down a bit here. The adrenaline is amazing. So to wrap up this little speech about the RT, I personally think that it's one of the best kits out on the market at the moment, and it's very, very user friendly. And so it doesn't really matter who you ride with either. I mean, if you're riding the super tuned TS1, here we go, bit of pull, hill climbing for you, low gear, I can still accelerate up this hill. It's just amazing. Just so much good tractability. Way. Oh yeah, brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. If you can afford one, this is just a great upgrade. And they're a lot better than you imagine. And I'm saying that I've ridden and owned RB250s. I've got an SS225 long stroke, so it's really SS240. Boom, boom, boom. Woohoo! Have you got roads like this at all? I have. And it's no short of fun, seriously. So I can ride around with my friends with standard 200s, absolutely no problem whatsoever. But if I'm going to go out and blow off the cobwebs on a Saturday night like I am now, it's really good bang for your buck. Like normally on these roads here on my SS, I really have to get up in the revs just to be able to pull my fat bum over these undulating hills. But this thing it's always on the power. I can just let the revs go right down. Don't have to change gear. Just pull the throttle. Oh, and you're off again. That kid on that four-wheel drive thing was thinking what a plonker he was. So, I hope I enjoyed a little talk and ride today, and give you my views on the RT. Look at that, hey? Check it out. And subscribe to my channel. I will try and put up more content, and I've also decided that I'm going to buy a new one of the newer GoPro cameras, I think Hero 7, just so I don't get the vibrations, and especially on the scooters, don't get the vibrations, and hopefully slightly better battery life, because at the moment I'm on my third battery trying to film this already. Okay, over and out. Oh, it's bumpy. It's bumpy. "20 minutes in, I'm still filming. Is that so slow for you? My other battery only lasted 10 minutes. Oh well. Oh well, come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh. Series 2s are such a pain to start on when you're straddled over them. They're a right fat lass. They're fat lasses, they are. Ooh, a bit of gravel, I can do the old burnout. Damn it, there was got a fly in my eye. Remember to look your visor. Let's go! Hey ho, let's go! I'm not sure how long these batteries are going to last, but I'm going to have fun all the same. I don't care if you can see me or not. So look, coast is clear, low on the revs, straight up, man, straight up. Oh, yeah, oh, whoa! Two-stroke power, man. Oh, so much fun, so much fun. Woo-hoo-hoo. Endless, gorgeous roads without a damn car in sight. I love it when tourist season is finishing. I get all my roads. You see those two signs there, 50/50. Well, what I was told by my driving instructor or my riding instructor when I took my motorbike license a few years ago was when it's two together, that actually means you're supposed to, motorbikes have to add them up. So if you're a car, you have to abide by them, 50. And if you're a motorbike, you double them. Which sounds fair to me. Big hill, lower on the revs, getting in the rev range. Oh my god. Oh, I scared myself half to death. Whoa, up on the back wheel. Oh man.